What's up guys, your girl Rain here and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing dumbest things people say to you when you have depression. So as you can, shit, this is really loud, hold up. Okay, so as you can see, my braids are gone and my natural hair is out. I just had a shower, so we will be finding no makeup in this video. And also don't forget to like and subscribe. Remember, disclaimer, I am not a licensed psychologist, so if your depression is out of control and you feel like you're too overwhelmed, please seek help, but you will find some links to all of them as usual in the description below. Let's get started. Incredibly stupid thing number 1. When people say, just go outside more. Really? Really? Because the sun is gonna miraculously make me feel less depressed? No. What most people don't seem to understand is that when you feel depressed, it's not that you don't know how awesome it is to go outside. It's that when you're at a really low point in your life, just going outside might seem like a very, very difficult task. Just getting out of your bed is a small victory, because getting out the door might seem nearly impossible. And once again, if you don't seem to understand this, and if it's a bit of a difficult situation for you to grasp, think about it this way. If you are sick, you go to the doctor and the doctor gives you bed rest. That's exactly what depression does. It literally makes you rest in your bed. So you find it difficult to go outside. It doesn't mean that it's impossible. Obviously, at some point, a depressed person will go outside. But for the most part, don't tell us that going outside is going to fix the problem. The likely and the possibility of us actually feeling better outside is really slim. We'll most likely be miserable outside because all we want to do is sleep. Especially if you've been suffering with this for a very long time. Having this told to you will most likely infuriate you, because you're going to be wondering, why the hell don't this person understand that I'm actually tired of being tired? And it's an ongoing cycle. So I'm only going to say that about it. Do not say, oh, you just need to go outside more. Sometimes going outside feels like a mission. Sometimes it makes us feel less important, because you who don't understand depression and who does not have depression don't seem to understand the actual amount of energy and trust that you have to put in the world in order to leave your bed. Stupid thing number 2. You need more exercise. Okay, well, you know what, Karen? We all need more exercise. You, me, the girl who eats too much bacon, we all need exercise. But exercise is temporary. Yes, the endorphins will flood in, and obviously it will help a depressed person for a time being, but it's not a fix for the actual problem. It's not a solution. It's a temporary band-aid on the problem. So essentially, yes, that person will feel better in the moment, and give it 2-3 hours later, they'll be right back in bed, feeling like crap, wishing that you hadn't suggested exercise, because now they're sore and depressed. So no, Karen, no, we don't need depression. Anyway, the point is, sometimes exercise sucks and we don't actually feel better for it. Sometimes all it does is makes a person sore, especially if this depressed person is like a gym freak. What are you going to say to your gym freak buddy who literally cannot deal with life? Who feels so down right now, who just cannot manage? Are you going to say they need more exercise or less exercise? And now suddenly you look stupid because you don't know what we feel. Step, and my personal favorite. Oh, but you have so much to be happy for. Do you honestly think depressed people don't know that they have things to be happy for? Honestly, very few of them think that they don't have things to be happy for. But here's the thing. The fact that your brain is actually sick doesn't mean that the good is going to outweigh the bad, no matter how simple it might seem to you who does not have depression. Because you might see things in black and white, but we're out here seeing the whole goddamn rainbow spectrum. We're seeing purple, green, red, everything. And yeah, we ain't happy. So yeah, we know that we have amazing things. We have a roof over our heads and people who love us and people who we love. And obviously, the world's not going to end tomorrow and the sky's not going to fall. It doesn't make us any less depressed. Let me be less aggressive. Just because to the outside world things look great doesn't mean that you know what's happening inside a depressed person's brain. We overthink, we overanalyze, we feel more. We wish we didn't feel more. And then when we feel nothing, we wish we felt something. There is no balance. And the worst part is there is no real way to explain it, whether or not you do it calmly or aggressively. At the end of the day, unless you have depression or unless you've studied it or lived with someone who has it, you'll most likely not understand. And this one I actually haven't experienced myself, but a friend recently told me about this one, and I was genuinely irritated and frustrated for her because she's experienced so much in her life, and I really thought people would be more sympathetic. But apparently, let's call her Jane. So Jane's husband, Bob, decided that he was done with her depression, and he said to her, "Oh, seriously, you cannot possibly be sad all the damn time." Here's the thing, though. You can. It's called clinical depression. It is literally called clinical depression if a person is sad and depressed all the time. That is what it's called. Think about it this way. If you have a runny stomach, you can't say, "Oh no, you can't be going to the bathroom all the time." Yeah, you can. It's called diarrhea. So let this person go to the bathroom. Let them get help. Let them be themselves. Let them actually be human throughout the struggle. But no, people think you can just switch it on and off like this, like my lamp. No. I wish though. I wish though. Next. And this one I actually heard just yesterday. It's all in your head. Well, yes. And this actually I heard online because I was on a chat room, and someone actually said this person whose wife has depression but was trying to understand, so joined this chat room to try and interact with us, which is great. Kudos to him for taking that first step. But he hits me with, "It's all in your head though, right?" And I'm thinking to myself, yeah. Would you like a gold star for the obvious? Because it's not in your head, it's in mine, and in his and hers and his and hers. And yeah, depression is in one's head. It doesn't grow in your spleen. So yeah, congratulations for that great observation. That's in my head. I wonder, if it was in my stomach, would you say something different? Would you make the same observation like it's in your stomach? Of course, it's in my head. My head is sick. It is sick. Which actually brings me to the next point, and I have completely lost the plot with this video. I have lost how many points I'm doing. I'm sorry. But the next point is, and this one is a touchy subject, you're over-medicated. You shouldn't need medication to live a better life or to feel better. And let me tell you why this one really frustrates me. So I actually had this conversation with someone who I met at the airport, and I was popping a pill, an antidepressant, of course. So I was popping a pill. I'm not a junkie, I promised a prescription. And he asked me, "Oh, is that for a headache?" Because I had been rubbing my temple, And I told him, "Oh, no. And I'm very open about what I take. I'm not ashamed of needing help." So I tell him, "No. This is an antidepressant, and I take it daily, and it helps me to, plateau and live my best life and to regularly be happy." And he says to me, "Why? Why would you need that? Everyone is always on some pill. You people nowadays, you people." That's how it got me. That's what made me aggro. It makes me aggressive because I'm like, you thought. No. So anyway, he's like, "You shouldn't be taking this med." And I'm thinking to myself, well, who are you? Are you a doctor? Are you a psychiatrist? Because, a psychiatrist prescribed mine, so who prescribed yours? I mean, are you going to tell me no? Is there some side effect that the medical, people up there don't actually know about? And he says to me, "No, Your brain can do it alone. I mean, your body can do it alone. It's self-healing. It should be self-healing. Therefore, you shouldn't be sticking chemicals in your body. I'm going to let you just think about that. So me and my infinite wisdom, I tell him, okay, when you have a stomachache, do you take a medication for it? He says, yeah. I ask him, do you have any kids? He says, yes. I say to him, okay, if your child comes up to you and says, daddy, 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 I have this massive pain like right here, and it's been throbbing for days and I can't sleep and I'm crying and I feel like crap, and daddy, daddy, I'm not doing okay. What do you do? He says, well, naturally, I take him to the emergency room and, get a CAT scan and, pump him full of, meds and get an IV drip and make sure he doesn't have a tumor. And he goes into detail about, how he would make sure his child has the best possible care. And I'm just sitting there nodding casually. And I'm just like, okay, cool. So let me get this straight. So you seek medical attention for your child? And he says, yes. And I say, okay. So why is it that if your child's head or finger or stomach needs help, it's okay to medicate? But when the mind needs help, it's suddenly taboo and wrong to medicate? He looks at me and tell him, well, if it is really so wrong to medicate, that means your child shouldn't get a CAT scan, should definitely not receive medication for that pain. Cancer patients should definitely not get morphine. And we sure as hell shouldn't give, mothers epidurals. God forbid. He just looked at me and I told him, you know what? The mind is a part of the body, and I really want you to hear me. The mind is a part of the body. When your body needs assistance, science is there to help. So is religion and everything else. Do not deny yourself help and assistance simply because you look weak. Because if we don't look weak for taking something for a stomachache, and if we don't look weak for getting a cast when we break our arm, why is it weakness when we take medication so that we don't slit our wrists and kill ourselves? Why is it weakness if we really cannot manage? Why is it weakness to have depression simply because we're going through a hard time? Comparisons are terrible. And it honestly breaks my heart. But if there's anything that you take from this video, it's this. You who does not have depression, I'm happy for you. But don't forget that your molehill might be my mountain. But when I get through this depression and when you make it through it, my mountain will become a molehill. And I would have seen my rainbow.